My friend convinced me to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty, and I have to say, everyone on that show is a bad person. Well, almost everyone. Cam Cameron was a nice guy, but they did him dirty instead of having him end up with a baddie. Let's start off with Laurel. She married somebody she was never in love with, had kids with him, divorces him. Okay, she gets the house and the kids, right? That's between them, even though the dad only got to really see them during the summer. He'd have to go to cousins. Fine, that's between them. So Belly's with Cam Cameron, and she asks her mom for advice, and she says, he's too nice. There's no fireworks. And then she explains that's the reason her and her dad got divorced. Fine. But you still use that man. Like, you use that man to hook up with him. And then you treat him like garbage after you hook up with him. Like, the way she treats him is not okay. He's such a nice guy. Then when Susanna tells her that her and Adam split up, she's like, why'd you guys split up? And she tells her why, because he was cheating on her with her secretary. And instead of supporting her friend, she gets pissed because she kicked Adam out of the house. She's like, who's going to take this? She's like, all the responsibilities on me. She's like treating Susanna like when she's gone, she's going to be a burden because she's going to have to clean up the mess and take care of the kids and, take care of Jeremiah, take care of Conrad. And she's like, how dare you leave your, husband who cheated on you, because she's going to have to. By the way, then when Susanna dies, she went like once or twice. It was actually Jeremiah who had to take care of her while she was sick. And then Jeremiah had to take care of everything when she passed away. Conrad goes off the grid. Laurel didn't go. Laurel didn't want Belly to go. You know who ends up going? Jeremiah. And Jeremiah was willing to let his beef with Conrad and Belly go, even though after admitting to someone he's loved his entire life, as soon as she found out Conrad was interested, she's like, goodbye, Jeremiah, and kicked him to the curb. That's another thing that bothered me, because when Conrad ended things with Belly, Laura was super understanding for Conrad. She's like, he's going through something, his mom just died. But with Jeremiah, there was no sympathy, even though he was the one who had to take care of her. And Conrad told her, he's like, great, good for you that you took care of her. And then when she gets with Jeremiah, Laurel is not too happy about it. And then when they decide to get married, she told Susanna she's always going to be there for the kids. So that's why I was happy when Jeremiah crashed out on her at the end. But she said, she was offered no support to Jeremiah at all whatsoever. Jeremiah tries to go I skipped a part, because when they start dating, Laurel tells Belly, hey, you don't want to be tied down in college. She even implied to her husband, kids are supposed to go and have sex with a lot of people or be wasted, You don't want to give up those experiences to be with Jeremiah. And she would have never said that for Conrad. But when they finally decide to get married, Jeremiah does everything to try and win her over, right? And it's clear she plays favoritism, because as soon as Conrad goes and asks her, she goes, what about you, Conrad? Don't you want to be happy? And he's like, it's not about what I want. So this guy dated your daughter for 6 months in high school. This guy's been with your daughter for over 4 years. And you tell him, don't you want to be, he's not dating her. There's probably other things I'm leaving out, but next character, let's go to Belly. Belly, Jeremiah admits her feelings to her, and she reciprocates the feelings back. But as soon as Conrad tells her he's interested, she dumped him like a bad habit. And this was after finding out that Susanna was sick. Right? Okay, fine. She dumps Jeremiah. And then while Susanna died, she even admitted and apologized to Jeremiah for this, but she abandoned him completely. She spent the whole time focusing on Conrad. Conrad dumps her, and then she gets with Jeremiah. If you're not in love with Jeremiah, are you using him to get at Conrad? Or that's your second option, and you're clearly not in love with him. I already mentioned Cam Cameron. We're not going to mention that again. Then over Christmas break, you go to the house and cousins, and you have these intimate moments with Conrad. Oh, and you don't tell Jeremiah about it. You lie and tell Jeremiah you were at the house alone, which causes him to break up with you and go cheat on you, which I'm not saying he was cheating because you guys were broken up, but it's also not the right thing. That was not right. But at the same time, right? At the same time, what gets me so mad was after they're already engaged, first time when they were eating peaches, fine, that was all on Conrad, right? When Conrad gets hurt and she's helping him with his injuries, she leans in to kiss this man while being engaged. And you have to respect Conrad for backing away and leaving, but she even said herself, this time it was all me. What? Not to mention she made Susanna's death all about her. I'm not going to give her grief for pushing down Susanna because she was drunk, she was young, but there's so many things where it's just like red flag. And she made Susanna's death all about her, and I understand people react to death differently, but at the same time, it's like Jeremiah got no love for Susanna's death, and Conrad got all the love. And I get why Laurel slapped her, but we saw different ways how people reacted. We saw our brother Steven, on the other hand, do what he was supposed to do, not slack off on school, not slack off on his goals, and end up going to, I think it was Princeton, and end up graduating actually a semester early. Steven and Taylor, okay, this is going to be quick because I'm running out of time, but terrible people. I mean, like, there were so many people that they dated in between, but they are so toxic. So they cheated on multiple people for each other without one is in love, the other's not in love with the other. Now one's in love and the other's not in love. It's fine to do that, but why ruin multiple other people's lives by cheating? Both of them cheated multiple times with multiple people. Conrad is one of the worst, and like, I want them to end up together because they're so toxic. They deserve each other. So first of all, look at the difference between how Jeremiah treats Conrad and Conrad treats Jeremiah. Jeremiah, okay, I get that he was kind of a jerk the first time they dated when he was in high school, because he had to take care of Susanna, and I get it. He was upset because he admitted his feelings to someone that he loved, and she reciprocated feelings, but as soon as Conrad, picked her, she was off. She said, goodbye, Jeremiah. He'll understand, which is a bad, crazy thing to say, but the amount of times where, like, Jeremiah, after they were, like, she was trying to pick which one to date, and Jeremiah says, look, if she picks you, I'll back away. I'll be happy for you guys. I'll move on with my life, and I'll be super happy for you. Whereas Conrad, when they were getting married, says, he's my brother, but I want, like, he called him a POS, piece of what. He said that I want him to burn. Like, he was saying all these terrible things when he doesn't want them together. And if you had these feelings for her, you waited until the day before their wedding. And I would not be surprised if he switched those letters intentionally. Not to mention, there's so many things I could mention, like him making out with other girls while he notices Belly's interested in him, and like, he's just super toxic. Like, he said he hates his brother. Meanwhile, Jeremiah was there for him so many times, even when they were on good terms. Like when he went to Brown and he said, I'll never forgive myself if something bad happens to him. Or he helped him study for that exam all night just so he made sure he was good. He did everything that, after Susanna died, he took care of Conrad, like, and himself. There was nobody there for him. Okay, I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to have time to cover more in depth or more characters, but let me know if you want part 2.